The hidden side of world boxing. Boxing is often presented as a simple contest of fists, courage, and endurance. Yet behind the ropes lies a world full of secrets that rarely reach the general public. Here are 5 astonishing boxing curiosities that even many fans barely know. 1. Boxing once allowed fights that lasted over 100 rounds. In the bare-knuckle era of the 18th and 19th centuries, boxing matches had no round limits. A bout only ended when one fighter could no longer continue. The longest recorded fight took place in 1893 between Andy Bowen and Jack Burke and lasted 110 rounds over 7 hours. Both men were so badly injured that neither ever fought professionally again. 2. A boxer can win without landing a single punch under modern boxing rules. A fighter can technically win if the opponent is disqualified, injured accidentally, or unable to continue due to a self-inflicted error. In rare cases, fighters have won world titles without throwing a meaningful punch, a result that still counts officially in boxing history. 3. Some world champions were paid less than their trainers. In the early 20th century, many champions had no control over contracts. Promoters often kept the majority of profits, leaving fighters financially ruined despite global fame. Several former champions died in poverty, a stark contrast to today's multi-million-pound purses. 4. Boxing gloves were introduced to increase damage. Contrary to popular belief, gloves were not designed to protect the opponent. They were introduced mainly to protect the puncher's hands, allowing fighters to strike harder and more often. Medical studies suggest gloves may actually increase long-term brain trauma. 5. Some fighters were declared dead and still won. In the early days of boxing, fighters occasionally collapsed after bouts and were mistakenly pronounced dead, only to recover hours later. Newspapers sometimes published obituaries before the fighters regained consciousness. Dark truths the boxing world rarely admits. Behind the glamour of world titles and legendary names lies a reality that the sport has long struggled to confront. 1. Boxers are legally allowed to fight with known brain damage. Unlike most sports, boxing permits athletes with documented neurological injuries to continue competing. While other sports would ban participation, boxing commissions often approve fights as long as minimum standards are met. 2. The brain suffers more damage in training than in fights. Studies show that repeated sparring sessions cause more cumulative brain trauma than actual matches. Many professional boxers receive thousands of blows per year in gyms, unseen by fans and unrecorded by officials. 3. Some titles exist mainly for business, not sport. There are over 17 recognized world champions per weight division across organizations like the World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and International Boxing Federation. Many belts exist primarily to generate sanctioning fees rather than determine true supremacy. 4. Boxers can be blacklisted without ever being told. Fighters who challenge promoters or refuse unfavorable contracts may find themselves mysteriously unable to secure fights. No official ban exists, yet opportunities simply disappear. 5. Deaths in boxing are often underreported. While official statistics list a limited number of boxing-related deaths, medical experts believe the true number is far higher due to delayed brain hemorrhages that occur days or weeks after bouts. The psychological and human secrets of boxing legends beyond physical punishment. Boxing leaves deep psychological marks that few people discuss openly. 1. Many champions suffer from severe post-career depression after retirement. Boxers lose structure, adrenaline, and identity overnight. Even icons like Muhammad Ali spoke openly about fear, loneliness, and emotional collapse after their careers slowed. 2. Fear is more common than confidence. Contrary to their public image, many elite boxers admit they feel overwhelming fear before fights. Courage in boxing is not the absence of fear, but the ability to walk towards it knowingly. 3. Weight cutting can cause permanent organ damage. Extreme dehydration before weigh-ins can shut down kidneys, weaken the heart, and reduce brain fluid that normally protects against impact. Some fighters permanently damage their bodies before the first bell even rings. 4. Boxing alters personality over time. Neurologists have observed long-term changes in temperament, impulse control, and emotional regulation in former fighters. Loved ones often say the boxer became someone else years after retirement. 5. Some modern champions still fear financial ruin. Despite massive purses, poor financial education leaves many fighters vulnerable. Even recent champions like Tyson Fury have spoken publicly about mental health struggles and insecurity despite wealth and fame.